What's going on, guys? It's your boy Joey Shake 72 coming to you guys with a video right now. I know it's a little dark in here right now, but I want to talk about a move that no one's really talking about too much. We're talking about the main things, like the big news. You know, the young players come to the team, the good things happening at this time. I think we should go to another move that, you know, the guy might not be able to play on this team for a long time. But at the same time, Corey Graham, the safety that we got from Buffalo. Well, not from Buffalo, but he was a free agent. 32 years old, 31, I think. Now, Malcolm Jenkins has actually moved to the nickel spot in practice after listening to 97.3 ESPN, Philadelphia News. They've been doing a lot of different combinations on defense because by each game that we do play, we're not going to go with the same people. Things will change depending on the wide receivers on the opposing team, depending on what we're defending against. A guy that you have to look out for is Corey Graham, a depth signing, but could ultimately be a starter in games. Because we all know what they've talked about, 97.3 ESPN has talked about Jaylen Watkins not being with the Philadelphia Eagles anymore. I do not want Jaylen Watkins off this team. He's a horrible safety. They hype him up in the preseason. He does actually good in the preseason. This is probably going to be the preseason. He's not going to do well. He did good the past two preseasons, but nothing has shown, to the regular season. His safety help is garbage. He has really bad feet. He can't cover the field with his feet, can't get to places. He's not a ball hawk. The safety help is way too late when he tries helping a corner. We have a vet that started with the Bills all of last year. A guy just say if they're only going to move Malcolm Jenkins to the nickel corner if they're only going to move him to the corner if there are big slot receivers that he could face, big receivers. If it's the Julian Edelmans or the Cole Beasleys of the world, Malcolm Jenkins will not be moving down to the nickel. They'll put Patrick Robinson. They'll put Ron Brooks. Ron Brooks is hurt, but by that time, hopefully he's back. But Patrick Robinson, Rasul Douglas is the fourth string corner, so he's pretty much the next guy up behind everybody. On the depth chart for all cornerbacks, I should say. He's the last guy in the depth chart. The first guy next man up from the starters. So he doesn't need to play now. Rasul Douglas does not need to play now. I want to see him play Thursday. I want to see what he can do, not just put him in. I swear to God, I think they put him in one play last preseason game because I did not see the number 32 anywhere on that field. Corey Graham is going to be a guy where, depending on the week, he's a special teamer, and at the same time, if Malcolm Jenkins has to face those big receivers and come down, when you have Ronald Darby that can face the more outside speedster number one guys, and then you bring Malcolm Jenkins down, you put Corey Graham in that safety spot, and he knows he's been a safety in his career recently. He has been a safety because the first 8 years he was a cornerback. Corey Graham is a nice depth / starter signing because he is a starter. And him and Darby work very well together. So if Darby and Graham are on the same side, they've worked together a million times before. They could do it again in Philly. Jim Schwartz is just more comfortable with that. I don't think he was comfortable with Jaylen Watkins back there. I think a move had to be made. A guy that Jim Schwartz had spoke very highly of is Corey Graham. Making sure that if Malcolm has to move to the slot against the big guy receivers, Corey Graham could step in there in the safety spot and pretty much do what he can do, playing that position great. He said he's very vocal. He's a leader. Jim Schwartz said that he literally can make any play. I mean, he's still got speed. He makes a lot of tackles, and he did when he was playing. So this is a very underestimating signing that no one's really looking at. We're looking at the big pieces to the pie. We're looking at Darby. We're looking at Matt Collins. But those little tiny... See, you have you have your starters, right? You got your starters. You got all your starters, okay? And sometimes just having your stars can only get you so far, but when you have those pieces that are all behind, okay, and you have those little take out Jaylen Watkins, put in a veteran like Corey Graham in there. Like doing little things, nitpicking, you know what I mean? Just put, take out Jaylen Watkins, put in a Corey Graham, put him in there behind Malcolm Jenkins this way. When Jenkins has to move up, or if we're having trouble, or if there's an injury, Malcolm Jenkins moves down to nickel, Corey Graham steps in at safety. And we're comfortable with that, you understand? And we're not going to be like, oh, fuck, now we're fucked. Our defense is fucked now. But it's not going to be like that. It's not going to be like that at all. Corey Graham is very don't underestimate that guy. He could still play. So I keep a lookout for him. I don't know how much he's going to play Thursday, but I wouldn't go crazy with him. I wouldn't go fucking nuts with him. But we'll see by Thursday. But that's what I want to talk about. Corey Graham, don't underestimate that guy. He is a very good signing for us, especially when we need to change combinations of players depending on opponent for that week. We'll see what happens, but I'll see you guys later. Fly Eagles Fly.